What's up, everyone? This is the Next State Podcast, episode 213 with Mikel
And Tanyka.
we're going to have conversations on different topics. So, on today's episode, we're going to be talking about, a little bit of Canadian culture, and Tanika will lead us towards this episode. Tanika?
Yep. So, yeah, we're going to be talking Canadian culture. Seems fitting enough because this episode's coming right after Canada Day. So, that's where we're at. So, we'll just get started. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so Canadian culture, it's a
Mm-hmm.
blend of Indigenous and multicultural influences, characterized by values like politeness. We get told we're very polite.
Mm-hmm.
Diversity, and a deep appreciation for
Mm-hmm.
nature. Fair
It's
enough.
not, it's not just hockey and drinking beer, right?
No,
It's-
no.
yeah.
And I will always say this.
Mhm.
First of all, hockey was created by an American.
Mhm.
Basketball was created by a Canadian.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. But
Yeah, it's weird, but, it is what it is. It is
it
what
is
it
what it
is.
is. I
Yeah.
mean, yes, I am a Canadian that likes to drink beer every once in a while.
Mm,
Um, but
yeah.
definitely more than that, and I don't even really particularly like, domestic beer. I
Mhm.
prefer international, so
Mhm.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, key ideas include, like I just said, multiculturalism as
Uh-huh.
an official policy, which I think is so true, strong social safety nets, and a
Mhm.
love for outdoor activities. Yikes! Michael
Mhm.
said it already. Like hockey and lacrosse.
Mm.
The lacrosse is definitely Canadian. Canadians are known for valuing peace, definitely, equality, and a high standard of living, often expressed through community, education, and
Mhm.
a friendly, if sometimes apologetic, demeanor.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Despite what people think, I mean, I don't know, maybe there are Canadians out there that say sorry for everything. I
Oh,
am not
yeah,
one of those
yeah. I'm
Canadians.
I'm one of those Canadians.
Are
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not, like
I say sorry to the table every time I knock it down or whatever, or I say sorry to the door when I'm or,
oh,
you know,
no,
I'm one of those things. One of those
I
people.
I am not that Canadian. I've
Yeah.
never been that Canadian that I'm saying sorry, especially to inanimate objects.
Yeah.
I've just
Yeah.
never been. Like, when I hear people say, like, Canadians are so nice and blah, blah, and I'm like, "Really? Where are they?
Mhm.
Because I sure as hell
Mhm.
don't see them."
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean, I think that's, like, in comparison to maybe, I don't know, Americans, sure, but there are some mean people out there on those streets of Canada, so,
Mhm.
and I tend to come across them more than anything. But anyways,
Right.
who knows? So,
Yeah.
um, Canada is one of the most naturally beautiful countries in the world. Well, with vast forests, mountains, and lakes. Every province in Canada has something new to offer. Many Canadians enjoy outdoor activities, as we just said, year round, whether hiking in the summer or skiing in the winter. So,
Mm.
we're going to go through some popular outdoor activities and what they mean to us as Canadians. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
hiking. So, walking to a local scenic trail or a famous park and enjoying Canadian nature is a must. Not for me,
Mhm.
but for maybe others. You may opt for a leisurely walk, a portage trip, or an intense hike. In any case, be sure to pack food and water if you do. Okay, we need to stay hydrated.
Hmm.
Um,
What about, like, when you're hiking, you do a little bird watching or you do a little,
yeah, I mean, if you want to
yeah.
do hiking and
Yeah.
do that alongside something else, for sure.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, yeah, because again, like
Mhm.
I don't know, like, which birds are necessarily, like, indigenous. I guess, like, a blue jay would be indigenous
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to Canada, for example. Um, or ca well, I think, yeah, Canadian geese, hence Canadian geese, are indigenous to Canada, but
Yeah.
there's Canadian geese everywhere, not just here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
um, not coming across those suckers. Anyways,
Mhm.
skiing or snowboarding, so Whistler, Blue Mountain, or Mont Tremblant are
Mhm.
popular choices for snow activities among locals and international visitors alike. So
Mhm.
that's if you like to do that stuff. I know my boss actually, I think he's done Blue Mountain, but anyways,
Mhm.
kayaking and canoeing is another thing that you could do as well. I've never kayaked, but I have been in a canoe. I can't say I've done the canoeing, but I've been in a canoe, didn't
Mhm.
like it. I didn't
Yeah.
particularly enjoy being in a canoe.
Yeah, yeah.
Golfing, if that's something that you like to do,
Mhm.
you can do that as well. Me, I am a mini pet type of person.
Yeah. Mhm.
Camping or campfires. I've not done camping, but I love a campfire. Because I've gone to family, friends'
Mhm.
cottage,
Mhm.
or when my dad and me and his girlfriend at the time and her daughter went um, to a cottage, and we did a campfire then too. I love a campfire. I don't know what it
Mhm.
is about a campfire, but it's if it's the sound of the campfire or the smell of the campfire, I don't know what
Mhm.
it is, but I love a campfire. Um, so
Yeah.
that's me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then you have the outdoor concerts, events, and festivals, which again isn't solely Canadian, but that's something
Yeah,
obviously that you can do.
yeah, that's pretty much everywhere, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you have, you know, hockey and other
Mhm.
sport culture, like lacrosse we've mentioned, that as
Mhm.
well, um, is another thing. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
another thing we're gonna talk about too is just different traits that apparently are Canadian. And we'll kind of go through and see if we agree as Canadians. So, punctuality is one thing that apparently is very Canadian. It's highly valued here in Canada. Punctuality is a sign of respect, which we can agree on. Everyone
Mhm.
is expected to arrive on
Yeah.
time or at least 5 to 10 minutes early.
Mhm.
Um, Similarly, deadlines are taken
Definitely, yeah.
seriously. It is an indication of one's integrity. Now,
Mm.
punctuality, I definitely agree with what they're saying here, that it is a sign of respect. And as
Mhm.
a Canadian, well, as a Canadian born person whose family is Jamaican,
Mhm.
there's an internal struggle for me personally.
Mhm.
Don't
Mhm.
know if you can agree, but there's a reason why there's a little saying in Jamaican culture of you're on Jamaican time, meaning that you're
Interesting.
always late.
Really?
Yeah, you
Like,
never heard that?
yes and, like, a little bit, like, I think I heard it, but I only heard it,
Yeah.
like, once,
Yeah,
one time. Yeah.
it's a running joke between Jamaicans where
Mm.
it's like if
So
um
it's
like you're
a
always late.
mm.
You're always late because you're and they say you're on Jamaican time. Now,
Mm.
it's a little weird just because technically for half of the year we're on the same time as Jamaica, but right
Mm.
now they're an hour behind us. So that's
Right.
like where it kind of comes from. It's
Oh, okay, I
being
see, I see.
being late because you're on Jamaican time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like
I
I
I
know
thought
that
it I thought it was, like, stereotypical because.
it probably is, but when, like, it's
Yeah.
people within
Uh,
your own family who are saying it, it's not meant to be that way.
oh, okay.
Um, because again, that's like we'll say that about my aunts,
Mhm.
that they're always on Jamaican time. You tell them to
Mm.
come for 5 o'clock, they're coming at, like, 6 or 7.
Mhm.
Sometimes you need to
Yeah.
tell them to come, like, earlier, so then they'll
Yeah,
be on
yeah.
time. So, again, even with, when I was still with my ex,
Mm,
I would say to him, "Oh, I'm gonna be here at 12 o'clock." I would be show up at, like, 1 o'clock, and
mm,
he was always the one that was on time. I wasn't. So
mhm,
yeah, it was yeah, it was always a thing, like, he'll always say to me, "Why I don't you say you're gonna come at this time, I know better, I know you're gonna come at this
mhm,
time
mhm.
because you're late." It's just a Jamaican thing, so I
Right.
think, like, that's the internal struggle for me as a
Mhm,
Jamaican who was
mhm.
born in Canada, where
Yeah.
punctuality and sticking to deadlines is very important
Mhm,
for for us, I guess. It's a Canadian thing, I don't know.
mhm,
But, there's the internal struggle of, well,
mhm,
there's that side
mhm.
of me too. Um,
Mhm,
so, yeah, then we have, um, respect. Respect is apparently another thing. Is shown to through politeness, as we talked about, punctuality, tolerance, and social order.
mhm, mhm.
It's considered harassment to talk badly about a person's looks, which I think this is not just Canadian culture. This is I would hope just
Yeah,
any culture.
yeah,
Um,
Jenny, yeah, I need everybody, yeah.
yeah. Um, so yeah, there's that's basically that with respect. Again, just
Mhm.
whatever. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
another thing that I wanted to talk about, we did talk about this a little bit when we talked about I think we did an episode on Thanksgiving, I can't remember, but, I feel like we did, but this is again just a little bit about the fact that Canada has our Thanksgiving sooner than, for example, the
The
States.
American the
I
States,
don't
yeah.
yeah, I don't know about other
Yeah,
countries.
yeah,
Um,
mm, yeah, it's I think a lot of countries run based on Americans Thanksgiving. I'm not
I
sure if
don't
they
know.
run
Well,
based on
actually, no. Actually would disagree with I don't know.
yeah.
Honestly, I don't even know if Thanksgiving's really a thing outside of Canada and
Mhm.
America because, I know in England, there is no Thanksgiving. It's not a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I
Mm,
I think I don't think it's really a thing outside of us. And again, even our meaning of Thanksgiving or the inception of Thanksgiving is
mhm.
very different than the inception for of Thanksgiving in the States.
Yeah,
Right, so it's a little bit of a different thing. I don't even understand why we have Thanksgiving based on how it started in the first place. That's another
yeah.
story for another day. But yeah.
So, yeah, okay, so, like, there's a lot of countries that do celebrate,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, so, like, yeah, so Canada's one of them, Brazil,
Okay.
they do, November 4th, I believe,
That's
um
well, it's the same month as the States, but I think it's
yeah,
sooner.
yeah,
Still
and
sooner.
Japan do it November 23rd,
Okay,
Germany
that's around the
does
time
it
as the States.
yeah,
Yeah.
Germany does it in Octo the 1st Sunday in October.
Okay.
Uh, South Korea do it, they celebrate it's a different type of, so each Thanksgiving is a different type of, like, how to say it in their own language.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but, yeah, South Korea, they do have it. It doesn't say a day, but, they do have it as well. But, yeah, those are, like, 4, country. Australia celebrated the last Wednesday in November as well. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah, there's that. But again, as
Mhm,
mentioned,
mhm,
uh, for us, the inception of which I actually don't even know the history of Thanksgiving for us here in Canada.
mhm.
Who knows what the reasons are? I know the inception of the American Thanksgiving and well, the horrors that's around that.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
we'll talk a little bit about Canada and how we do Thanksgiving
Yeah.
here. So
There's also the positive part about, Thanksgiving too, so the
I
celebrating the
would
event.
think that most people would not know where to find the positive in
Mhm.
Thanksgiving.
I mean,
In the
eating.
American Thanksgiving, at least.
I mean, eating turkey is one.
Yeah, but that's something again, talking about, like, we've
Yeah,
talked
that's
about
American.
Mother's
Yeah,
Day and
yeah,
all those
yeah.
things. How it starts and then how
Mhm.
it ends up are
Yeah.
very 2 different things. Yes, you can see that part of it, but it's hard to see that part of it and ignore the horrors of what started this
Yeah, yeah, no, like,
first place,
no, like, I
right?
don't yeah, yeah,
That's
like,
what I'm getting
yeah,
at. I'm not
yeah, yeah,
talking so much about, like,
yeah.
when I say the horrors of it, I don't wanna
Oh, no.
then sugarcoat it with, "Oh, but
Oh,
then
no.
there's turkey." That's
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know
yeah, yeah, I know, but, like,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
because 'cause it's
like,
been
that
sugar-coated
that
throughout history, right? So
yeah.
we don't wanna sugarcoat it more.
Yeah, no,
Not the
like, I'm just
American
saying
anyway.
there's a
I can't say
I'm
the
just
Canada because
yeah,
I
I'm
don't
just
know
saying
how
there's
ours started.
I'm just saying that there's a positive part, and there is, like, the dark stuff, like, the indigenous as well, how they got, kicked well, I don't know,
Not just
I
kicked,
think it's
they
between camp
no, they were murdered.
they got
They
murdered,
were
et cetera,
massacred.
et cetera. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It
so it's
well, that and they got murdered as well. So, like,
yes,
basically
yes.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if the other countries are the same thing,
That's the
but
thing,
I don't know if,
I
like,
don't know.
I don't know, like, Canada and the US are pretty much in line with similarities in terms of, like, the
Yeah,
dark
and
s
that's my
yeah,
concern of, like,
yeah,
I can't speak on, like, Japan and, like, or South Korea.
yeah,
I can't speak on the reasons why they have, Thanksgiving. Even Australia, like
uh, uh,
us, America, I'm very
yeah,
curious as
yeah,
to,
yeah,
you know,
mhm,
um, but anyways,
mhm.
maybe that's a conversation we can have on another day
Yeah, yeah,
about
yeah,
Thanksgiving
yeah,
and the history of it for all
yeah,
these
yeah,
countries.
yeah,
But, so anyways, Thanksgiving in Canada is a national holiday celebrated on the 2nd Monday of October. It's all about spending time with family and friends and being grateful for what we have. The traditional meal usually includes turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, and my favorite, pumpkin pie. While these are common dishes, some families might have their own variations based on personal tastes or cultural backgrounds.
mm,
For example, maybe if you're in a Jamaican household, you might have some curry goat
mhm,
or some oxtail,
mm.
rice and peas. I'm getting hungry. So, long settled immigrants in Canada often blend their cultural traditions with
Yes.
Canadian Thanksgiving
Yes,
practices.
yes. I can
Um,
vouch for that. I can vouch for that one. Yeah,
yeah,
we do that.
we don't really do
Yes.
Thanksgiving in my family anymore, but when we
Mhm,
did, yeah. Um, some may prepare traditional Canadian dishes like turkey, but might
mhm,
incorporate flavors or dishes from their own heritage. The
mhm,
main idea of being thankful stays the same, but the food can be more diverse. For many
mhm.
immigrant families, Thanksgiving offers an opportunity to celebrate both Canadian customs and their own cultural practices.
Yeah,
So,
we don't put raisins in our potatoes though, so that's another
I
joke.
shouldn't be putting raisins in anything, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah,
that's just me.
yeah, yeah.
But, so let's talk a little bit about community.
Mhm,
So Canada is built around different cultures, either native or foreign. As a matter of fact, each one of us brings our own culture and traditions to Canada with the
mhm,
same goal: to build a community together, a society that will celebrate our differences while bringing us together through our
mhm,
similarities. Despite being individualistic in some personal aspects, Canadians are fully aware of their responsibility in the community.
mhm,
It is a priority to be involved by donating or volunteering for the betterment of society. It builds a sense of pride and accomplishment for general well being.
mm.
Now, I mean, I've donated, I have done donations when I could,
Yes, how to
and, financially handle it.
mhm,
Um, but I will admit, I think I did volunteer once when I was out of work, um, well, like 11 years ago.
mhm,
But other than that, I mean, like, really the only time that I actually volunteered was right before high school and then for high school for because we had to have community service,
yeah,
um,
yeah,
for Catholic school.
Yeah, I
So,
I also volunteered as well, like, I volunteered a couple times in my whole entire life, so, like,
like,
in
outside of
military.
high school or just for high school?
Yes, outside of
Yeah,
high school, yeah,
yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah, I did, like, this book, like, club thing at the library
Uh-huh,
in
uh-huh.
the summer before grade 8, and then I did the summer before grade 9, I believe.
Mhm, mhm,
Um, and I think the reason I think if you did volunteer work prior, like, like, the summer before
mhm,
grade 9, it would
mhm,
apply to your community service.
mhm.
But I think the reason I did the year before was to kind of, like, prepare me for when I had to do it.
Right.
And then I think I did my volunteer work for the rest of the hours was I can't remember the right term of what it was called. I think the epilepsy house, I think is
Mhm,
what the company
mhm,
was called. That was interesting.
mm,
But, yeah, that's what I remember doing in high school or the year before. But anyways,
right. Yeah.
um so, regional diversity. So,
Mhm,
Canada is celebrated for its vast regional diversity, each province and territory offering its unique cultural flavor.
mhm,
So, from the vibrant multiculturalism of Toronto to the rugged landscapes of British Columbia,
mhm.
and from the francophone charm of Quebec to the maritime traditions of the East Coast, Canada showcases a mosaic of cultures, values, and traditions.
Right.
Um, So what
So
else? Go
well,
ahead.
some people like, I would say that some people disagree that we were built on a lot of, like, you know race based on, like, white people and just white people in Canada,
Right, right.
and that's not true, right?
No, it's not.
That's not true. We
No,
were
no.
built based on diversity and, uh, yeah, so,
Well, not even just that, but, like,
yeah.
the first people
Mhm,
in this country were not white.
mhm,
They were indigenous.
mhm.
The only reason that let's be very real here.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
I'm going too dark here, but bear
Yeah,
with
yeah,
me.
yeah.
The only
Yeah, yeah.
reason that there are white people in any continent outside of Europe
Mhm,
is because they invaded those countries, you know what I
mhm,
mean?
mhm, mhm.
So, yeah, like, that's
Yeah.
why,
Yeah, yeah.
white people, especially back in those days, were mainly European.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah. Um,
Yeah, I agree, yeah, no.
yeah,
Mm.
um, this is a conversation I've had with my boyfriend too about, like,
Mhm,
white
mhm.
people in South Africa, and it's like,
Yeah,
the only reason they're there is because of the slave trade. Um,
yeah, yep, yep.
so,
I
you know
don't
what I
like,
mean?
uh, like, I don't wanna feel like I'm, you know, racist or anything like that, but, like,
Yeah.
I don't like, when it comes to Jamaicans, like, when I see, like, white Jamaicans, it just, like, it comes off, like, weird, like, it's weird to me. I'm like, it's like,
Listen, yeah, it's true because,
yeah, yeah,
first of all, if you know the
yeah, yeah,
history of Jamaica
yeah,
and how with where we come from, Jamaicans come from,
mhm.
we mainly came from I know there's other African countries where we come from
Oh,
too,
yeah.
but I think
Yeah,
we
yeah,
mainly came from Nigeria,
yeah.
and that's where we came from, and they all put us in, like,
Mhm,
in Jamaica, or
mhm.
some of us in Jamaica,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
that's where we came from, and
Mhm,
the white people that were there,
mhm,
again, similar to South Africa,
mhm.
it's the slave trade. That's the reason that there were white people there, because
Right,
obviously if we're being treated as slaves, well, someone has
right,
to watch over their, I hate to say it, but property, right? So
yeah,
that's how they got there. Yes,
uh-huh.
it's weird when you hear a white person who has, like, sometimes even thicker Jamaican accents than people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, I seen that.
it's
Even
crazy,
if
but I get
yeah,
captivated by them at the same
yeah,
time. Like,
yeah,
they're rare.
yep,
They're like, when you see a white person speak with a Jamaican accent, let
yeah.
me explain, as a
You're like,
black person
yeah, you're
who's
like, "Huh?"
from that family's from that country, I'm
Mhm,
just like, Where are you from?" And I remember when I was working at the Gap, um, and there was a lady that came in. She she was I think she was, like, shopping for her son or something,
Mhm.
and when she opened her mouth and started speaking, I couldn't even help myself. I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Mm.
I'm like, "Are you Jamaican?" And she's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "My family's from Jamaica." And I'm like, "I
Mm.
love your accent." I couldn't even help it. I'm like, it's just so captivating to
Yep.
me. But
Yep.
again, we don't just have, it's not just white people, right? There's
Mhm.
Asians as
Yeah.
well, a
Yep.
similar
Yeah, yeah,
thing.
I seen Asians, yeah,
Yeah.
there's all types of
Part of
Asians
my
who
family is Asian.
yeah,
Like, I actually
yeah,
have, like,
yeah,
Asian blood.
yeah,
You wouldn't
yeah,
know by looking at me, but
yeah, yeah, yeah,
there
yeah,
I have
no,
Asian cousins.
yep,
And so, yeah, it's it's crazy for sure. But
mhm,
again, I
mhm,
can't explain
mhm,
Asians,
mhm,
and their history in Jamaica,
mhm,
but at least with white people, yes, that's
yeah,
unfortunately, that's where
yeah,
it's at.
yeah, I work with, like, I used to work with, like, 2 Asian,
Yeah.
like, Chinese Jamaicans, I would say,
Yeah,
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 so,
yeah.
yeah,
I remember I had a kid in my,
yeah,
uh, excuse me, in my web design class
mhm,
who was Asian,
mhm,
Chinese, I believe, and I I could tell it there was something up with him. I'm like, "No, you're not quite there's something going on there." And he said, "Yeah, I'm half Jamaican." And I'm like,
mm,
"Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it."
hmm,
And maybe this sounds horrible, what I'm about to say. I'm like, he just you can look at an Asian person who has a little bit of something else going on, and you can just tell
mhm,
that again, I had a friend as well through all of elementary school whose mother was Malaysian and his dad is Jamaican.
hmm,
Um, yeah, and you look at him and you know that he's not just one or the other, you know?
right, mhm,
Um,
yeah,
used to call him what we were horrible as kids, let me tell you. We
yeah,
used to call him Asian, even though, like,
mm,
he didn't you can look at his face and you could see it, but
mhm,
he wasn't like I would say the Jamaican took over more than the
mhm,
Asian in
mhm,
his case. But, anyways,
yeah,
that's a
yeah,
little history on Jamaica.
yeah,
Um, so the Canadian dream, we all hear about the American dream, right? So what about the Canadian
mhm,
dream? Because come
mhm,
on. So similar to the American dream, the Canadian dream symbolizes the belief that hard work and dedication lead to success and prosperity.
mhm,
This aspirational ethos inspires many international students pursuing educational opportunities in Canada.
hmm,
All right, guys, let's talk a little sports. We
yep,
can't talk about Canadian culture without
mhm,
talking about hockey and
mhm,
ice
okay,
hockey. And no, I did these notes after,
yeah,
after Heat of Rivalry came around. Okay, guys, it's
mhm,
not even
mhm,
about that. Let's just
mhm,
I'm
mhm,
patiently waiting for a second season of that. Anyways,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
sports play a huge role in Canadian culture and are a big part of school life. We all played hockey in school during gym class,
mhm,
and I hated it. Hockey and ice hockey are the most popular sports in Canada and probably the ones it's most associated with. That's
mhm,
likely because ice hockey is Canada's national winter sport, even though it was created by an American, but I digress.
mhm,
The origins of hockey and ice hockey go back to Canada's Indigenous communities. This is why so many Canadians believe these sports are in their blood. Most
mhm,
Canadians grow up watching or participating in these iconic sports,
hmm,
unfortunately. Lacrosse is another one, which I feel is even more Canadian than hockey, personally,
yeah,
but who am I?
yeah,
This is Canada's national summer sport, and it's a
mhm,
pretty big deal. This sport also has origins in Indigenous cultures, which is why some people still consider it a spiritual ritual. Lacrosse is
mhm,
even regarded as a medicine that connects the players with their creator God. Interesting.
Mhm. Mhm.
Most Canadians are passionate about lacrosse, either playing it or watching it religiously, which I
Mhm.
didn't even know. I didn't even know that you could watch lacrosse. Like, is that something you can watch on,
Yeah, yeah, it's not
Olympics?
no, not Olympics. There's
Okay.
a league as well. It's not as
Okay.
popular. We do have
No,
a,
it's not.
yeah, we do have a well, technically, there's Canadian team and there's a
Yeah,
few
yeah,
American teams here and there.
yeah.
And our team is called the Toronto Rock.
Okay.
I used to watch it when I was, like, a kid, and I kinda stopped 'cause, like, they were
Yeah.
small. But,
No,
like, yeah.
I don't remember ever playing lacrosse in school because I don't think that was
Mhm,
something that a part of the curriculum, I guess.
mhm, mhm,
But I knew a girl who played lacrosse, like,
mhm,
outside of school.
mhm,
Um, so, I mean, again, I've seen lacrosse. We have, like, the little sticky things, like, the
mhm,
sticks that you use to fling the balls. So whatever you call those
mhm,
things.
yeah,
So, yeah, like, I've seen it, but I don't remember playing it.
yeah,
I don't think I could. It's not for me.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I can play hockey, like, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
Canadian, I
different
can.
yeah, there's
But,
different versions of playing hockey. It's not just ice hockey, there's street hockey,
there's street hockey, yeah,
there's
yeah.
field hockey, there's
Yeah,
different
no, I
versions.
never played ice hockey.
Yeah.
You can't pay me enough to go on the ice, to be totally honest with you.
Ye
But, like, you know how you'd play hockey, like, in your gym, like,
Mhm,
in a sense, street hockey, right? Um, so that's what I would play in school. I can do it.
mhm,
I can, but I just didn't want to. Honestly, for me, my choice of sport was always basketball. That's what I preferred.
yeah,
Um, and honestly, I hope my boyfriend's not listening to this. He's not.
mhm.
Um, I hate soccer. Sorry.
Uh,
Sorry for
yeah,
the people
no,
who are watching World Cup right now.
yeah, yeah,
I hate soccer, which is sounds Jamaican.
I yeah, it's a Jamaican thing too. My dad used to
It
watch
is.
soccer,
That's
and
not
I
our
just
sport,
when
mind you,
y
but it's
yeah,
very
yeah,
big in the
yeah,
Jamaican culture, yeah.
yeah, yeah. When I watched it with him, I just, I didn't understand it 'cause like, it's such a large field,
Yeah.
and it's just, like, basically a big net. So when I was a kid, I was like, "Why is the net so damn big?" I'm like, "Why can't they make it
You
smaller
literally
so they can
have
make
to
it."
leap for your life to block
Yeah,
a soccer ball from going into
yeah,
the net. Like,
yeah,
seriously.
yeah.
I the only time that I ever enjoyed watching soccer
Mhm,
was when I watched Bend It Like Beckham. So, which doesn't count. That's a movie,
mhm,
not just about soccer, but you see what I mean?
mhm.
And that's it. I don't care about soccer. And I have a boyfriend that's
Yeah,
his favorite sport to watch is soccer. So
yeah,
you see my dilemma. But like
yeah,
I don't care for it. Though
yeah.
I did
So
hear the other day and I went to my
mhm,
boyfriend, I was like, "Nana nana boo boo." What I found out that Canada
yeah,
beat South
uh,
Africa
yeah, they did.
over the weekend or whatever it was.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
And I went to my boyfriend because he's South African. And I went to my boyfriend, I'm like, "So I heard that we won against you guys."
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he just kinda
yeah,
looked at me and was like, "Enter point.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nana nana boo boo."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah,
I don't know how we
yeah,
did against Morocco, but
yeah.
anyways,
I don't know. I haven't paid
I
attention
don't
to
I'll
that
hear it
game.
eventually.
Yeah, I'll hear it, yeah. Uh, but yeah, no, I understand, there's, a big it's a huge fan base.
No,
It's
no, for
big
sure.
worldwide. It's even bigger than basketball,
I
or
think it is,
football,
yeah.
American football as well. And speaking of football, American football,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't use their foot in American football, and
No, so
soccer
what the
should be
hell is it
called
called
football.
football?
Yeah, and yeah, that's it.
It should be
Yeah.
called handball because you use your hands. I have been
Yes.
screaming about this since I was a
Yes.
child.
Yes, it just doesn't make
Doesn't
sense.
make
So,
sense.
it also disrespects
Football,
the yes.
soccer makes
Yeah,
sense.
yes.
I thi
Yeah,
See, this is
yeah.
why
Mhm.
listen, I feel like America, just to stick it to the UK, was just like,
Yeah,
"We're gonna call it." football, even
Yeah.
though we don't use our feet. The only time you use your feet for
This is when you
football is
punch.
when
Yeah,
you're
when you
starting the
punch.
game.
Yeah, when you're punching the ball. Yeah,
So that's
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, it's not football, it's
Mhm.
handball.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah,
So
it's a
yeah.
huge sport. Like a lot of these big soccer players, such as like Leon Messi. I don't know if I'm saying his name
I
right.
know one of
Christian,
them. Isn't there a
Christian,
Ronaldo or something?
yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo as well.
Yeah, that guy.
Very popular, very popular. He's
Sure.
almost towards 1 billion followers on Instagram,
Great.
and I'm like, I was like, "Is soccer that has that type of
Oh, it
clout?" I'm like,
does.
"Oh," I'm
It
like,
really
"Holy
does.
crap!" I was like,
It it
"Yeah,
really does have a
yeah,
huge following.
yeah."
Like, I remember when FIFA look,
Oh,
I never really paid attention to FIFA before,
crazy,
but I remember when
crazy.
FIFA the first time I ever heard about it in high school, I think it was in grade 10,
Mhm,
it was a
mhm,
big freaking deal.
mhm,
Everybody was talking
mhm,
everybody, like, it was just
mhm,
it was
mhm,
ridiculous, in my honest opinion,
mhm,
and
and
FIFA, the
another.
corporation, is corrupt, but that's another story for another day. So,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
but
The war. Oh, yeah, I
at
remember
least
that.
then, I
Yeah,
don't know about now, maybe they've cleaned their act up a little bit,
I
but
know what you mean.
yeah,
One thing too is that American football fans don't like it when you say, like, the FIFA or any like, the soccer is more popular than football because
it is.
when it comes to the ratings, they always compare every single Super Bowl and World Cup, and, the World Cup's always, like, in the billions versus,
Yeah.
Super Bowl is always in the millions, and, it they get upset when it
Well,
comes to
you know
that.
what?
So,
Let's say this.
yeah.
I think they probably would be very upset, especially about this past Super
Mhm,
Bowl, because apparently the
mhm,
Super Bowl was boring. Um, but I'm sure
yeah.
the ratings were through the roof when Bad Bunny
Yeah.
was performing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
helpful.
Yep. Yep.
Then everyone signs off afterwards.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
that's like what my one of my coworkers said, the next day after the game was, "So did you watch the Bad Bunny show with a little bit of
Mhm.
football in there?"
Mhm.
It's true. Like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
was
no.
very boring that particular year, but, whatever.
Mhm. Yeah. 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 But yeah,
Um,
go ahead.
okay. So, politeness. Let's go into the whole stereotype of Canadians being polite. Let's go into it.
Well, hold on, you forgot education though. Like, we're number 1 when it comes to that. I think we're the number 1 country when it comes to education, right?
Interesting. I don't know if I have that, but if we don't, maybe you can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Go ahead.
so politeness. So Canadians are polite, and apparently we like to be polite. I don't know. I, d-
Mhm.
I can't say if that's true. You'll see them waiting for the bus in a line. I feel red. They
Mhm.
will apologize if you bump into them. It's okay. You know what? That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is actually true.
Yeah.
They will hold the door for strangers.
Yeah,
That's
I do
true.
that. Yeah.
Canadians, yes, I feel like most people will hold the door when for you to
Mhm.
go through. There is, I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
which ethnicity, but there is an ethnicity in particular that will not do that. I'm not gonna say which one, not gonna say which one,
Yeah.
but there is one
Yeah.
that will never hold the door for you.
A
Will
country? A country?
I can't say that either.
Yeah. Oh,
I
okay.
can't say that either. I can't say that because that'll just give it
Yeah.
away. Um, and not only that, but I also noticed that the
Mhm.
men
Yeah.
in
Mm,
particular
yeah.
will never let a woman go first either. Um, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm, mm,
Anyways,
true.
you can take your guesses, but I will never answer the question. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
in the end, they are looking to create a welcoming and happy environment for everyone. And the work
Mhm.
environment. This will be translated as a soft approach to a different point of view through various methods. The main one is the sandwich method. Is this apparently something Canadians started? The sandwich method?
Hmm.
Um, you know the sandwich method, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I've didn't think that was just a Canadian thing. I think that's, a lot of people do that. I think that's the way to
Hmm.
go. Soft
Hmm.
flow.
Hmm.
Um, some foreigners perceive this as lack of honesty or feedback.
Mm.
In reality, the more you will be connected to a Canadian, the more you will get honest feedback. They will stop when they sense they might create a potential conflict.
Hmm. Right.
Um, so
Hmm.
another thing here that I have, just reading through it first.
Right.
Uh, okay, so we have, you know, pretty, I think a pretty awesome system, aside from what maybe people may think about certain things about what I'm going to talk about. But we have
Hmm.
a lot of benefits in the sense of we have free healthcare. That's a big
Yeah. That's what the world talks about the most. Canada
yes.
has free health. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not the only one that
Yeah.
has
Yeah. Yeah.
universal
Yeah.
healthcare,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think back to the fact of like I had to have my gallbladder removed. I would never have been able to afford that if we didn't have free healthcare in this country.
Hmm. Hmm.
If you were in the States, my gallbladder would either still be in there, wreaking
Hmm.
havoc on my body,
Hmm.
or I'd have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars in order to get that removed.
Definitely. Yeah.
So we're very lucky in that sense. But there's also like, the financial aspects of things as well. And
So I'm
what
gonna
you
I'm I'm gonna I'm gonna go back on the healthcare thing. So a lot
sure.
of people are get confused when other people from different countries come in to
Mhm.
our country, and
Yeah.
then they go into a hospital and they find out that the healthcare is not free.
No,
And I'm like,
not for
okay,
foreigners.
yeah, not for foreigners. And it's,
No.
and they get shocked by that. I'm like,
Yeah, no,
it's
not for
yeah,
foreigners.
it's not for it's for Canadians only. If you're born in
Yeah.
Canada
No,
or
you
if
can
you're
go
coming to
through
yeah.
the process of
Mm.
getting that, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, for example, I go back again to my
Yeah.
ex-husband as a example here, but when he was first here, he had to pay to go to see a doctor
Yeah.
or go to a hospital or anything like that because he didn't have free healthcare.
Mhm.
But when he finally was able to get his work permit, the
Mhm.
work permit came along with a temporary OHIP number that
Right.
he could then use in order to have the benefit of
Mhm.
having
Mhm.
free healthcare.
Mhm.
So, yeah, and again, that was at the time. I don't know if that's still something that would happen now. This was, 10 years ago, but
Right. Right.
um that is yeah, no, if you're coming into the country, which I've seen. I
Mhm.
actually we had
Mhm.
a file where that was the case. The plaintiff on
Mhm.
the other side,
Mhm.
she
Mhm.
was from India and she was here, I think, visiting her daughter,
Mhm.
and she got hit by a car and she had to go to the
Mhm.
hospital. She had to pay for
Mhm.
everything. So,
Mm.
that's what happens. And I mean, there
Yeah.
actually wasn't as much as I thought it would be, but it was hefty. I mean, thank
Mhm.
God she didn't have to have surgery, but like she had to have like an x-ray done or blood work
Mhm.
done.
Mhm.
Seeing the doctor. You're paying for all of that.
Mhm.
When you don't
Mhm.
have healthcare in this country. Um, you could
Yeah.
have insurance though. You should have travel insurance.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah,
And if
definitely.
you
Yep.
don't, then you're screwed.
Yep. That's right.
Um, so yeah, so the financial aspects of things. So Canada's welfare system is designed to provide financial support and
Mhm.
security to citizens during times of need. We have this. So that could include employment insurance benefits. Of course, America has that too, for example.
Mhm. Mhm.
Family and caregiving benefits, child benefits, dental benefits, which is a newer one,
Mhm.
GST, HST credit, which is now called, see, grocery tax
Yeah.
credit, whatever.
Credit rebate, yeah. Yeah.
Maternity, paternal, and caregiving benefits, which
Advanced worker, but I think it's advanced worker benefit as well.
um, I will see if I go through it here, but
Yeah, 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 yeah. Go ahead.
Um, the thing too about, like, maternity or
Uh-huh.
paternal, um, benefits is you get the benefits, but then also talk about the length of that
Uh,
benefit.
uh-huh.
Minimum of a year. For example, in the States, it's like 6 months, which I think
Mm,
is and I think or maybe even less. I
right.
think that's crazy. But
Mm,
apparently, once upon a time here in Canada, it was the same thing, where
yeah.
maternity leave would be like 6 months.
Mhm.
So now it's a year at minimum, or you can extend it to 18 months. That's been the new thing for about
Right.
10 years too.
Right.
Um, so
Yeah,
you can do
because
that as well.
America wants you to work. They
Yeah.
don't want you to
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so also have a Canada pension plan, old
Mm,
age security,
yeah.
guaranteed income supplement,
Mhm.
retirement planning, funding for jobs and training, student
Mhm.
aid, housing
Mhm.
benefits, and disability benefits.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, that's kind of things that we have as well.
Okay.
Um,
So, education as well. So, like, I did found some information on how we are the number 1 in terms of education, uh, other than other countries. So
mhm.
Canada consistently ranks among the top countries in the world for education, holding the number 1 spot globally for the highest percentage of its population with education, with up to 65% of adults processing degrees or diplomas. Depending on the specific metric evaluated, Canada is typically places in the top 5 uh, to 20 worldwide. And I don't think it explains other, countries who are, second or size. But yeah, that's basically
So I
what
also
the
wonder if it's
yeah,
just also how we handle education in this country.
yeah.
Um, Not just for students of
Mhm,
any age,
mhm,
but also for teachers. Um, we
mhm,
pay teachers what they deserve in this country for the
mm,
first, what the first point I want to make,
mhm,
which
mhm.
obviously helps with how they teach our children, right?
Right.
Not saying that because money is everything. There are teachers out there in the States who are doing so much to help with the education of children, and I think
Mhm, mhm,
they're the
mhm,
true heroes here, um, but I also think, like, it's there's, like, a different I've not even so much different, but, like, I think there's just this importance of education in this country that when you hear, like, the horror stories
mhm,
of what happens in the educational system in, like, the States, for example, in different parts of the States, not everywhere, but different parts of it. It's like, I hear these stories and I'm just like, I just don't feel like that's how it is here in this country, and
mm,
clearly it's not, and I just really feel like if it's, like, part of it's systematic,
mhm,
um, there's children who don't graduate. For whatever reason, they don't graduate, which then means that if they don't graduate high school, they don't move on to
mhm, mhm,
post-secondary school.
mhm,
So, I think, like, I don't know if we're just lucky,
mhm.
I don't know,
Yeah,
or, like, we actually give a about our kids' education in this country
yeah.
versus I feel like
I think
I
I
feel like
think we
America, for example, could do better in what they do
yeah,
for their
yeah.
education system there.
I I keep hearing that, you know, they have a reading level of a grade 6. That's
Yeah,
pretty bad.
it's so sad.
That's pretty bad.
It
That's average,
it's
yeah.
bad, but it's sad because
Yeah.
it's like again, I feel again it is
Mhm.
systematic
Mhm.
to a
Mhm.
certain extent because I feel
Mhm.
like it depends on where the money is going.
Mhm.
The money
Mhm.
is going into the better schools, the more quote unquote
Mhm.
white schools.
Yeah.
They're going to have a better opportunity of moving
Mhm.
forward with their education
Mhm.
versus schools that are majority minority
Mhm.
kids. They're
Mhm.
not gonna be able to move forward as well as the others.
Right.
So, I think that's, like, part of the problem.
Right. Right.
and that's what makes it really sad, and then when you have, like I don't know what their situation is in terms of, like, teachers, like, I know there's a strain here on we don't have enough teachers in this well,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
in this country. I think we are doing a little bit better, but, I mean, there was
Mhm.
a point in time where there was
Yeah,
a
there was a
crisis.
teacher shortage, yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm not sure how it is there, but
Mhm.
I will always say I will never understand how they do not pay their teachers better in that country,
Mhm.
and, these are the people who are preparing the next generation, and they get paid peanuts, like, some of
Yeah.
these teachers are supplying their own
Mhm.
classrooms.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
ridiculous to me.
Mhm. Yeah, I heard when I heard, like, they were getting paid, around minimum wage, because I heard of that from Tracy Morgan, because he was discussing it with, like, what's his name? Timothy
Chalamet?
Chalamet. He was sitting down with him,
Yeah.
because like, I guess because the Knicks, like, won the NBA championship, they had, like, an interview together. And basically, he was discussing about teachers and how, he doesn't like teachers, right? And then he just basically disrespects them, and then basically
Tracy
says,
Morgan said this?
yes,
I'm not
yes,
even surprised.
you should watch that interview.
I'm
Uh,
not even
b
surprised.
basically, he says this to about teachers, it's like, yeah, and they're earning, minimum wage, and then he just drinks up the his mug while he said that, and then, yeah, and then, there was a little bit of a backlash going on, a mixture of, like, people who was against teachers, who were for teachers. So, yeah,
The thing
basically,
is that
yeah.
Tracy Morgan has always been problematic.
Yeah.
Um, and again, for a person who nearly lost his life, maybe be a little bit more
Yeah, yeah.
compassionate.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I kinda agree with that.
And again, you can choose not to like teachers. That is your problem. If you have
Yeah,
some sort of psychological reason why you don't
yeah,
like teachers, take it up with a therapist.
yeah,
Um, but that doesn't change the
yeah.
fact that they are still doing a job,
Oh, yeah, they are,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
deserve to be paid accordingly for their job.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
And and again, minimum wage in America, that
Mhm,
varies state by state.
mhm, mhm.
But minimum wage in the States is nothing like it is here. Minimum wage here is where are we at now? 18,
Yeah, yeah,
$19?
yeah, yeah.
That is not what it's like over there.
Mhm.
They're well beyond behind us
Yeah.
on what
Interesting.
minimum
Yeah,
wage
yeah.
is. Minimum wage in the States is what my mom was making back in the '80s when that
Mm,
was the minimum wage in this country.
yeah.
So it's really sad.
Mhm,
And for someone like freaking Tracy Morgan who needs to shut up and hasn't really truly had a career in 10 years, he
mhm.
needs to shut up.
Yeah,
Sorry about it.
'cause he did explain, he said he was treated, because he was like the class clown, and basically,
Yeah,
the teacher
but you're
told
not
him that
the only one.
yeah, the teacher told him to shut up, and, that's
I
how he
get it,
basically
fine,
feels.
but
Yeah, yeah.
you also need to understand, like, there's always a class clown, and
Mhm,
there's always a teacher who's gonna tell said class clown to stop interrupting their class.
mhm.
You need to take it up with that particular teacher.
Yeah.
And, I mean, look at you. You're an actor, you're a comedian, like, clearly that
Mhm,
was used, constructively later on.
mhm,
But you harboring this dislike towards all teachers because one teacher told you to shut up in class one day. I mean,
mhm,
God, why are you so freaking sensitive? Do you know the amount of freaking kids in my class that were told to shut up because they
mhm,
were disruptive?
mhm,
Like,
mhm,
whatever.
mhm, mhm.
That's their job
Yeah,
because you're interrupting their
yeah.
class.
Mhm.
Like, for a man who's grown I can't talk about Tracy Morgan today. Okay,
No,
let's
no.
move on.
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about where we stand with safety in this country. So we are the
Mhm,
fourth safest country. I like it. I like the odds. Canada is one of
mhm,
the safest countries globally with low crime rates
yeah,
in most
mhm,
areas. It has strong gun control laws, meaning we don't have the rights to bear arms. I digress.
Mhm,
To enjoy life in Canada, um, you
mhm,
would follow local safety rules and regulations. This way, you can live your life here with peace of mind. Many
mhm,
communities have neighborhood watch programs, increasing a sense of security. Such
mhm.
initiatives can help you integrate and contribute positively to your local area and embrace
Right,
Canadian culture more openly.
right, right.
Um, so then there's employee safety as well. The Canada Labor Code ensures the protection of workers and employees' rights.
Mhm,
Um, environmental consciousness
right.
too. We're going to talk about this. Canada experiences a wide range of weather throughout the year. Tell me about it. You
Mhm.
can sometimes experience all four seasons in one day.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we experienced that, like, yeah, a couple months ago. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yep,
that was
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Um, from hot summers, which what we were experiencing as we speak today was very freaking hot today,
Mhm,
um, to freezing winters. Yeah,
yeah.
summers can get pretty hot. Yeah, yeah, we're in it right now.
Yeah,
July is pretty hot, but we haven't hit August yet. August is usually pretty hot.
yeah, yeah, usually it cools down a little bit. We do have some
No,
cool
not in
days when
August. July and August are one of the hotter months in
really?
summer.
Really though? Okay. Mhm, mm,
Yeah,
mm,
yeah. I think we may start to cool off towards the end of August into September, but
mhm,
even then, it's still pretty hot
mm,
because we also deal with humidity, right? So
mhm, mhm, mhm,
in this country,
mhm.
so summers, I guess, it can get pretty hot with high temperatures in many regions. For example, I believe today we were dealing with a high of 44 degrees Celsius with the humidex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
However, the winters are icy with lots of snow and ice.
yeah.
Yep,
Can't
lots of
stand
snow.
it. Can't.
Sometimes you might have temperatures in the minus 20 degrees Celsius
Mhm,
with the wind
mhm.
chill.
Yeah, I just don't know, like, how a lot of Canadians like, when I hear Canadians saying, "You know, winter's my favorite I'm like,
Ew.
"Favorite, season?" I'm like, "Oh,
Ew.
God,
Why?
what? What?" What?
I mean, winter in
Mm,
for November
yeah,
is usually okay,
mhm,
but I don't choose it.
yeah,
But once you start hitting like January, February,
mhm,
those
yes,
are horrible months for
yeah,
winter.
yeah, it
Like
is.
horrible.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree, I agree, yeah, I just
do you
don't
remember
understand.
that year where we had so much snow? Like,
Oh, yeah,
oh
yeah,
my god.
yeah,
I
yeah,
when I opened my door to try and
mhm,
clean that particular year, I think
mhm,
2 or 3 years ago,
mhm.
I literally cried. Like, I literally cried. Like, I don't know what I did. I was out there for over an hour, if not more, probably close to 2 hours, cleaning it. It was horrific. I had to take breaks.
Yep.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
Yeah,
We don't get dumped on like that. That's it.
yeah,
Not now, not in, like, this time,
yeah.
that we're currently in with global warming, but
Mhm, mhm.
yeah.
Yeah,
To fully embrace Canadian culture, get a warm winter coat, very warm, get gloves, sometimes you
yeah,
might need a scarf, and you're going to need proper footwear for snow, meaning a boot that can handle the temperature.
yeah,
Uggs, ankle
yeah,
deep. Um,
yeah, nah,
so
yeah,
yeah.
not a fan, but
Nope,
either way,
nope.
never prepared for winter.
I wasn't born in winter, okay? I wasn't built for
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, and remember, be cautious on icy sidewalks and roads as they can be slippery. Sometimes you may not know that it's slippery because of
mhm,
something we call black ice.
mhm,
Exactly how it sounds. It's
yeah,
clear and you don't see it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, they say that you have to be Canadian to enjoy the winter,
I'm
and if
Canadian.
you're
I'd hate it.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, like, if you're not Canadian, then why you here? I'm like, "What?"
I was born here and I absolutely hate it. So,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I found, like again, I use my ex as, like, other example. He loved it, and he
Mm,
came here his very first winter was that
mhm,
polar vortex winter, 2013. When
mhm,
polar vortex, if you don't know what this means, is
mhm,
basically when the wind hits your face and hurts it, like,
mhm.
very like, hurts it, okay? It's like being slapped in the
Yeah,
face
yeah, yeah.
by the wind, and,
Mm,
he,
mm,
like, had no issues, he thought it was perfectly fine. This is a man who was born and raised and lived most of his life in a
mhm,
warm climate.
mhm,
So,
mm.
me,
Yeah.
who's been here since I was born, hates it. So,
Yeah. I mean,
I don't wanna
I
talk
mean,
about it.
yeah, I mean,
Don't
there
in
is
July.
some there's some, winter days that are, like, warm. Like, I prefer those days. Like, warm winter days, with the snow on the ground, and it's just, like, you don't feel it's not as cold, it's cold,
It's,
but
like,
it's not
above
like
0.
yeah, so,
Yeah.
like, those are the days I enjoy in winter. I don't enjoy the cold, 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 extremely cold days, nah.
Even if it's, like, 0 or, like,
Yeah,
-1, like, I'm
yeah.
okay with that, and it's, like, a
Yeah,
dry day,
yeah, yeah,
I can deal with that.
yeah,
But,
yeah,
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 anything that's, like, 5 deg -5 and lower, I'm
yeah,
like, "Get me out of here."
yeah,
Which is
yeah,
most of the time.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, go ahead.
so yeah, so when fully prepared and adapted to the weather, you can enjoy skiing in the snow or the summer sunshine. Cities like Toronto, Windsor, Vancouver, and Victoria are known to have nice weather. Yeah,
Mm,
I disagree
mhm.
with Toronto. Toronto's hot, but anyways,
Mm.
whatever.
Before before I know, but, so, yeah, but
Um,
either way.
So every spring during the sugaring off season, which I guess basically means that we're transitioning from winter to spring. So that's
Mhm.
like March to April. Canadian
Yeah,
families in the eastern provinces gather at sugar shacks in the countryside. That sounds so much
mhm,
fun. It's an opportunity to enjoy a quintessentially Canadian product. Say it with me, everybody. Maple
mm,
syrup.
yeah,
Of course, we got to talk
yeah,
about maple syrup.
yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah,
Canadian
those are
after all.
yeah, yeah. The only problem I have with, like, May and April, it's just, like, it's always raining.
Yeah, the
Always
spring showers.
cold and rainy, like, that's where I can't stand it. And you
Um,
get some warmer days, but
yeah,
yeah.
May was pretty rainy this year, I found,
Yes, yes.
which I was like, yeah, I think it even rained May my birthday was miserable because I remember
Mhm.
being overcast and everything. The day before was fine,
Yes.
but
Yep.
I remember being overcast, and I'm like,
Mhm,
"This is not how it's supposed to be on my birthday. It's supposed to be nice
mhm,
and sunny and pretty,"
mhm,
but not this year.
mhm,
But,
mhm,
um, yeah, it's because of things. Spring tends to be more rainy.
mhm,
Because it's a whole thing. April showers bring May flowers.
mhm, mhm,
That's the whole thing, right?
mhm.
But, yeah, so maple syrup. Yeah, let's talk about maple syrup because
Yep, go ahead.
doy, what is more Canadian than maple syrup?
Yep.
Not hockey. Don't say hockey. So at the Sugar Shack, you'll witness the transformation of maple sap into delicious golden syrup. Both young and old will enjoy scooping up the maple taffy spread on French snow with a little wooden stick.
Mhm,
In addition to indulging in maple taffy, you'll discover a typical Sugar Shack meal, including eggs, maple bacon. Ooh, maple bacon.
mhm, mm.
There's
I don't know.
nothing.
I I don't
Have
know,
you
I'm
had
not a
maple bacon?
I had a numerous time. I'm not a fan. I'm
I
just not a fan.
actually don't
I
particularly like
prefer the regular spicy or
maple
something.
bacon,
Yeah.
but when you get just a little bit of maple syrup on your bacon,
Eh,
that's the
I try and avoid that. I try to avoid that as much as possible.
really?
Um, yeah, I prefer the
Oh,
original bacon or
no, no,
just
no.
like
You have your original bacon,
yeah.
and then, like, if you're having, like, pancakes and bacon or something, right, or waffles and bacon,
Oh, yeah, no, like,
you
I
make it
understand
a
what you
little
I
bit of maple syrup on the
yeah,
bacon,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, no,
bomb.
no,
That oof.
yeah. It's just
My
yeah.
aunt makes these Brussels sprouts
Uh-huh.
with bacon and a little
Mm.
bit of maple syrup. Oh, it's so good. Okay. getting hungry again.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, no, maple bacon's okay.
Mhm.
It's not my favorite, mind you, but it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But give me bacon with a little bit of maple syrup, and I could just dip my bacon into the
Mm,
maple syrup.
mm,
That that's good.
yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
and
my
then many
top.
of sorry?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And then many other delicious and calorie-rich dishes as well.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah.
you might be surprised to learn that in Canada, it's customary to remove your shoes before entering someone's house.
Mhm.
Let me repeat, it is customary to
So,
remove your shoes
this is funny.
before entering into a house.
This is funny. Americans, well, we like to, no offense to Americans. We see TV shows where the Americans have their shoes on the bed, and I'm like,
Oh
"Huh?"
my god.
I'm like, "How?" Like, I
I would
wanted to do
never.
that I wanted to do that in actual America, right? You know? I mean, it's
Now
okay to have slippers in the house,
I
but, like,
yeah, but even
yeah,
then, I'm not putting my house slippers or my house
yeah,
shoes on
yeah,
my bed,
yeah,
right? But, like,
yeah,
I think the thing, though, is, again, that's television. They're on a set,
yeah.
right? So that's, like, different.
I mean
That's what I think. I think they're on set, so that's why the shoes are on.
I'm hoping that's what it is, because I haven't been in America in so long. Because like, usually when you go to UK, they take off the shoes at the door as well,
Yeah,
so, like
it's very European
yeah,
to take your shoes off at the door.
yeah, yeah,
But there are people who don't think you need to do that.
yeah,
Um, I'm gonna reference 90 Day Fiancé here for a second, for those people who watch 90 Day Fiancé.
yeah,
There is, a couple on there, Marissa and Edward.
mhm,
Marissa is the American, but her background's Italian, so hence the
mhm,
European, and
mhm,
then she is with Edward, who is Dominican Republic. He is from the Caribbean.
hmm,
She tells him to take his shoes off in the house, leave it at the front door, because
yeah,
that's the proper thing to do. He
right,
literally looked at her like, "Why?
mm,
Why? Oh, I'll tell you why.
mm,
Dirt, germs. When you're
mm,
walking because she also works she's like the COO, I believe, of, Kleinfeld's in New York.
right, right,
So she goes back and forth from her home in Pennsylvania and New York City. So there's also the fact of you're most likely when you're working in a city place like New York or as here Toronto, you're most likely stepping on homeless people's pee,
mhm,
um, other maybe even vermins, like
yeah,
fecal matter.
yeah,
There are mice everywhere in Toronto.
mm,
Rats. I saw a mouse in a restaurant twice.
hmm,
Take your
yeah,
shoes off at the front door, y'all.
yeah,
That's all I
yep,
gotta say.
yeah, yeah,
It drives me nuts. But,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
so yes, this tradition, which I think is the only proper and correct tradition, aims to keep houses clean, doy, and avoid dirtying the floors,
mhm, mhm,
obviously.
mhm,
Given the region's distinct four seasons, footwear tends to gather mud or snow
mm,
or ice rapidly, emphasizing the importance of respecting this practice. So yeah, take your shoes
mm,
off. You know,
yeah, I agree.
beaver tails, very Canadian. So
Yeah,
let's talk about beaver tails. So
never
let's.
went, by the way. Go ahead.
Huh?
Never went.
Do you know beaver tails is a dessert, right?
Yes, it's a restaurant, yes, I know.
Well, not even a restaurant. I don't know if it is a
Oh,
restaurant.
okay.
It's a
It is a
dessert.
restaurant.
It's a dessert.
It is a oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
don't know about
dessert?
beaver tail restaurant, but
It is a restaurant
I
with
mean,
a
makes
dessert.
sense, I guess. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, in case people do not understand, beaver tail is, like I just said, a dessert. It's not
Mhm,
actually a beaver's tail. Um, so it's a popular dessert that resembles a long fried pastry. A ball of dough is stretched into a long, flat oval fried in oil and served in a paper sleeve. The
Mm.
classic way to enjoy it is simply sprinkled with sugar and cinnamon. That sounds phenomenal. But you can choose other toppings like maple cream or Nutella. It's a treat that will give you the energy to brave the Canadian cold, a delicious comfort no matter what the weather is like outside.
Yeah, that sounds like diabetes in a
Whatever. Y YOLO
yeah, on
for
a
this
piece of
once.
paper, on a
Go
piece of
ahead,
paper.
just live life, it's fine. Um, so let's talk a little bit about Canadian Rockies. Again, very Canadian.
Mhm,
So it's a segment of the Rocky Mountains
mm,
extending southeastward for about 1,000 miles or 1,600 kilometers from northern British Columbia and forming nearly half the 900-mile or 1,500-kilometer border between the provinces of British Columbia and Alberta. The Mackenzie and I think it's Selwyn Mountains, farther north along the border between the Northwest and Yukon territories, are often included in the Canadian Rockies. To the west, the Rocky Mountain Trench, which is a geologic depression,
mhm,
separates the front ranges of the Canadian Rockies from the Columbia Mountains,
mhm,
which
mhm,
include the Caribou, Selkirk, Monashee, and Purcell Mountains, and are
mhm,
also often considered part of the Rocky Mountain system.
right.
So there's that. Now, another thing that is very Canadian. Let's go on to this. The most popular teddy bear in the world was actually born in England. He wasn't in
Mm,
Canada. Created by
let me
English author A. A. Milne and published on October 14th, 1926,
right.
Winnie the Pooh became an
Oh,
instant sensation. Recognizing its influence on children all over the world, the Walt Disney Company bought the rights to adapt the
mhm,
popular character and his
mhm.
friends for film and television.
See,
Um,
I thought it was Paddington Bear. Look, he's
Paddington
probably
is British,
he
yes,
yeah,
but,
he's probably was the second most popular one
again, I think
out
the
of the
author
in my opinion.
is British, but, it's a
I
part of
can't figure
The Canadian
others.
heritage. Winnie the Pooh was
Mhm.
created off of a bear, I think, in a Winnipeg zoo, hence the name Winnie.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah,
Oh, oh, right, 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 right.
yeah.
Okay, I see, yeah. Okay,
Um,
cool.
so yeah, so here we'll keep going, but that's what I've always gone by. But England, Hollywood, it looks like nothing links the funny bear to Canadian culture. Even the fact that Milne named his
Mhm,
main character after a teddy bear owned by his son, Christopher
mm,
Robin,
yeah,
doesn't bring us
interesting.
closer to uncovering this mystery. And yet there is a direct connection between the world famous teddy bear and Canadian culture, or at least Canada, for sure.
Mhm,
The truth is, Christopher Robin's toy was named after a real bear that lived in the London Zoo. So not Winnipeg, my bad, but London Zoo. London in
mhm.
Ontario.
Ontario, yeah.
Winnie, the friendliest member of the zoo family, immigrated to England from Canada. A Canadian sold, or maybe London, England, not London, Ontario. Okay, yeah, London, England. But this
Mhm,
particular bear went to England from Canada. A Canadian soldier and veterinarian, Harry Colburn, brought the bear cub along while traveling to Europe with the Royal Canadian Army Veterinary Corps during World War One. When an order came for the division to move to France, Winnie was loaned to the zoo. The
mm,
Canadians don't leave their countrymen behind. It's not in their culture. Colburn intended to take back the bear after the war. By that time, however, the tamed cub became the favorite of visitors, Christopher Robin and his father among them, and zoo workers alike. The soldier decided to let the bear stay in London. Thus, although the whole world considers Winnie the Pooh an essential part of English, not Canadian culture, his favorite character might have never seen the world if not for its Canadian namesake.
mm.
Hence again, Winnie the Pooh. So, but yeah, I
Nice.
don't know, because I remember watching, like, remember they had those Canadian heritage commercials?
Yes,
I
yes.
remember
Yeah,
one of them being like the father and the son, as we mentioned.
mhm,
Um, and I do remember, I think the father kind of saying Christopher or whatever, but um, and they saw Winnie Winnie. named after Winnipeg, that in
Mm,
the zoo, in a Canadian zoo. But,
mm,
yeah, maybe it actually wasn't supposed to be a Canadian zoo, maybe it was an England, zoo,
mm,
but who knows?
mm,
Another piece of Canadian culture is this little number. So, Canadian culture is all about classics, from signature breakfast sweet syrup, as we've just talked about, to impeccable terrain and first-class national sport. The Canadian Essentials leave other countries no chance. When it comes to Canadian literature, Anne of Green Gables
mm,
shapes the culture and reading tastes of the country, not to mention the entire world.
right.
But written in 1908 by Canadian author Lucy Maud Montgomery, the novel has engrossed children and their parents since the mid 20th century.
Mhm,
Several film adaptations have made this Canadian classic a part of the individual culture of millions of people all over the world. The great curiosity and strong willing nature of Orphan Anne hasn't lost its attractiveness with time. New films based on the popular Canadian novel keep unveiling historical past and cultural traditions up to this day.
mhm.
Um, Another one that we can talk about, which I think is something that we haven't, like, we should be talking about this too, the maple leaf.
Yes.
Definitely Canadian. Um, it adorns almost every merchandise in most of the gift stores in the
Mhm,
country. It
mhm,
creeps onto backpacks, hats, and scarves, festooning the Canadian flag. Maple leaf also has been a national emblem since 1965.
mhm,
The Canadians don't shy away from showing the official symbol of the country.
mhm,
On the contrary, they bring it along everywhere they go. Before traveling to another country, many Canadians stitch the maple leaf on their backpacks.
mhm, mhm.
Maybe, maybe not. Proudly
Yeah.
displaying their Canadian culture and origins. They seem
Mhm,
to distance themselves from other travelers, first
mhm,
of all, their southern neighbors that surely have a lot to be stereotyped for.
mhm.
So there's that.
So,
Um,
we do have, like, secondary symbols as well, like,
yes, yes. We have the
s
loon. The beaver is their
mhm.
national
Yeah,
animal.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, geese as well, but technically loon is like on our loony.
Yeah,
Hence the reason we call it loony.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, so, we definitely have others as well.
Mhm, mhm.
But I mean, there's nothing more synonymous of Canadian culture than
The
the
maple
maple
leaf,
leaf.
right? Yeah.
It is literally on our flag. Uh,
Mhm,
the Maple Leafs hockey team and the Toronto Maple Leafs, they have
mhm, mhm.
the blue maple leaf. Uh,
Right.
yeah, there's nothing more Canadian than the maple leaf, in my honest
Exactly.
opinion.
Yep, no, no, yeah, that's true.
Um, so another thing, and we kind of touched on this a little bit, or I touched on this a little bit.
Mhm,
You're
mhm.
not fully immersed in Canadian culture until you get pampered at a real Canadian cottage.
Mm,
Every middle class family in Canada seems to own a cottage or enjoy the cottage culture in some way.
mhm,
Um, the seasonal tradition receives even its own sections. This seasonal tradition receives even its own sections in local newspapers. From June to August, all Canadians are interested in it. In in is the cottage life that comes with fishing, hiking, barbecuing, and other outdoor activities.
mhm.
Um, have you done? Have you been to a cottage? Have you done cottage life?
I think I've only been to one time in my whole entire life.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. Now
Yeah.
my grandparents had a family friend that well, they still have the family friend, but they owned a cottage, and yeah, we would. It was kind of the thing that the family did. We would go and visit them up at their cottage. My mom did it when she was a kid, and I
Mhm,
did when I was a kid. Last time I went, I was 12. Um, and I don't think they have the cottage anymore, but um, it it was again, it was a fun experience. That's kind of where I kind of had found my love for the campfire. And up there, like you would hear the loons, you know, doing their loon song, and um,
mhm,
it's very peaceful. And they go right by the water. I almost drowned once, that's another story for another day. But it it's just it's a very peaceful experience, and
Mhm.
again, like, I can only imagine now how much more peaceful it is because you can potentially, like, disconnect. Back
Right.
again when I was 12 years old, you didn't have, like, computers at your fingertips back then, right, that you do now,
Mhm.
and, but yeah, you could disconnect from reality up there,
Mm.
and I remember, like, my grandpa would go like, we would when we would leave, we would, take trash to the dump because that's what you had to do, right? You had
Right.
to have garbage trucks coming and picking up your garbage up there. But,
Uh-huh.
there's just bears. There's just bears. I think
Mm.
they're probably brown bears. I think they're brown bears,
Mhm.
which I or black which bears are safer. I think it's black bears are safer than brown bears. But anyway, whatever one's safer, it was one of those. But, yeah, you I remember seeing, like, 2 or 3 bears just down there at the bottom of the dump, just being bears. But it's so cool at the same time from a distance, but it was cool.
Mm. Mm.
But, yeah, so cottage country traffic seems to become a new norm of Canadian culture during this time of the year.
Mhm.
A
Mhm.
weekend by a lake up north is a new standard, and there are hardly any objections to this quickly developing essential of the diverse Canadian culture. Um, so what else we're gonna
Yeah.
talk about here before we um go into anything else? I think we kind of touched on this, but healthcare. We didn't. We'll say a little bit more here about healthcare.
Mhm.
We did talk about it a lot already, but healthcare in Canada, which is called Canadian Medicare, is a publicly funded system. Canadians pay taxes, some of which go towards funding the healthcare system. This ensures residents can access essential medical services and don't have to stress about huge medical bills. When you need medical care, you just need to show your government issued health card.
Mm.
Most of your healthcare expenses, such as doctor's visits, hospital stays, and surgeries, will be covered, as I
Mm.
talked about. The system ensures everyone gets the healthcare that they need, regardless of their ability to pay. There might be wait times for non urgent procedures, but it's a safety net that lets Canadians focus on staying healthy without fearing high medical costs. Um, And to end it off, it's funny actually, you mentioned the education. There actually was a section here on education, but
Right.
I didn't even
You
do it.
just yeah, yeah.
But you covered it, so we're good there.
Yeah.
But to end the episode off,
Mhm.
um, Canada Day, which we did do a full episode on
Mhm.
Canada Day.
Mhm.
I think our first year. Um, so again, if you want to take a listen to that episode, you can go way back into the time machine and you can
Yeah.
listen to that there.
Yep.
But we'll
Yep.
do a little snippet here very quickly.
Mhm.
So we can't not talk about Canada Day. It's the National Day of Canada.
Mhm.
Canada Day marks the anniversary of the Canadian Confederation. It's celebrated on July 1st each year, except when it lands on a Sunday, then it's moved to July 2nd. But I've never experienced that. Never experienced that happen.
Yeah, I never experienced that either. No.
No,
No.
like, you get, like, a day in lieu of if it happens
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
weekend,
Yeah,
but I've
yeah.
never seen it happen like that
I
before.
wanna I wonder if it's during a leap year or something like that. Maybe it's just like it's
Well, uh, I don't know if that would matter, but, like, so, for example, we have Canada Day this year was on Wednesday, was yesterday
yeah. Yeah.
um, as you are hearing this, but
Yeah.
so call
Maybe
it in a few years,
uh-huh.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna be on a Sunday. Let's say in
Yeah.
the next, what, 4 years,
Yeah.
it'll be on a Sunday. And,
Yep.
I'm really curious to see if that's what happens, but
Yeah.
I wonder if this is, like, an old way of thinking and maybe we don't do
Mhm.
this
Mhm.
anymore, but,
Mhm.
like, it's an old way of thinking of, like, "Oh, Sunday
Yeah.
is the down day,
Yeah.
the stores are closed and blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, and whatever. It's God's day."
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
wonder if
Yeah.
that's changed a little bit. but I've never
Somewhat, yeah. There'll be stores that I think it matters with, like, federal or provincial. I think it's is it provincial?
What's
Provincial.
provincial? What's
Like,
provincial?
if it lands on a weekend, basically, it goes on to July 2nd,
No, I don't think it's
and
provincial,
then
it's federal.
the stores close to July 2nd, and they start open at July 3rd. I I have seen some stores and some banks do that, but,
I
I
don't think
didn't.
that doesn't apply to stores and stuff like that, I don't
Mhm,
think. I think if it's on a weekend, then
mhm.
they're closed on that day. That's they don't
Yes.
get but for other, like, schools or banks or just even, like, with my company, like,
Yeah,
in the public sector or whatever, we would get that day in lieu of because we don't work on weekends.
yeah,
So, we would get that
yeah,
day in lieu.
yeah, kids are already out
So, it
of
would be on
school.
Monday.
Mhm,
Mind you,
mhm.
schools would be closed anyways because
Yeah,
it's
yeah, 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 yeah,
July,
yeah,
but,
yeah.
um so, yeah, like, that's usually how it works,
Mhm,
which that has happened.
mhm,
Um, so I don't think the second would apply for that, but they're
mhm,
literally trying to say like, "Oh, we won't even recognize July 1st if it lands on a Sunday. We're moving it to July 2nd, and that's that." If it's on,
mm,
like if the July 1st is on a Sunday, which I've
right,
never seen. I never paid attention, like, I've never noticed that. But
huh,
that would be a federal thing. That's not that doesn't go I don't think that goes powers by province because the holiday is federal, not provincial. Does that make sense? I think, in
mhm,
my mind. I don't know. But anyways,
yeah,
that's we'll see. We'll test out the theory in the next 4 years or so
mhm,
when it
mhm.
lands on a Sunday.
Okay,
Um,
yeah,
so yeah, so we're talking full on festivities for Canada Day
mhm,
with fireworks. Fireworks were literally going off for hours today. Um, I think fireworks started at about 9 o'clock and went up until about 11.
mhm,
It was constant, like, there was no break, it was just constant. But, and it also started the day before too. So yeah, fireworks, parades, carnivals, concerts, Canadian flags in full view, and the national anthem being sung. People usually celebrate by having pancakes for breakfast. Sure, if that's what you do,
mm, mm,
and hosting barbecues and family parties. Again, that's
mm,
what you do. But, yeah,
yeah,
that is Canadian culture with just, like, a
mhm,
little sprinkle of
yeah,
everything that makes this country great.
yeah, that's right, uh, that's right. Okay, yeah, thank you, Tanika, for that. Like she said, if you wanna check on our last episode of our Canada Day which we did, like, a couple years ago, go
Yeah.
check that out,
It
or
would
we'll
be
have it.
the first July
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
we
yeah,
recorded, yeah.
or
That would
or we'll have
for that.
yeah, we'll have it in the description, or yeah, that's another thing you can do. But yeah, that's pretty much it, and, yeah, we end it here.
Yep,
Peace, guys.
bye. If you liked what you heard with our podcast, you can head on over to our website, which is solo.to/next take podcast. There you can get any of the links to any of our social media, which is Facebook, Instagram at Next Take Podcast, and Twitter, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Next Take Pod. You can also find links to our Reddit page and many other things, I'm sure. Can't remember all off the top of my head. You can also email us at mikeltanika@gmail.com. There you can send us any inquiries, if you have any questions, or also any episode ideas. And if you do have episode ideas, just make sure you put in the subject line episode ideas, and we'll add it to our list. If you also liked us, you can like us, rate us, follow us on any of your favorite podcast apps. You can rate us, however, on Spotify and Apple Podcast. We would greatly appreciate that. And we'll also move forward and share or spot a light on those who give us 5-star ratings in the future. That is it for us. We'll see you next time for the episode.